Good morning, beautiful people. My name is Amber Noel, and for the past 12 years, I have been a full-time career nanny until this week. Let's talk about
This is a nanny's life.
This is my life,
full but steady. You see this nanny life. It's
Like I said, I have been a full-time career nanny for the past 12 years, which is kind of crazy to think about. And when I started, I had no idea how long I'd be in this industry. It was kind of a bridge for me initially, but I fell in love. And it's been a really dope 12 years, honestly. But the hardest thing was the hours. Most nannies work more than 40 hours a week, as we are supporting families whose parents work about 40 hours a week. So my schedule has pretty much been 8 to 6 since 2011. Honestly, at a point in 2011, I was working 7:30 to 6:30. A lot of hours. And it started to feel hard to take care of myself. Over the years, I have had some really big goals financially. I wanted to have a certain credit score. I wanted to be a homeowner. I wanted to own my vehicle. I wanted to feel financially literate and independent. And a lot of times working in this industry, it can feel like that is an unattainable thing unless you're working a million hours or you're working for a super high profile clientele, which a lot of times can translate into a lot of hours too. So yeah, it's been beautiful, but your girl is tired. So for the few people who do know me already and who are coming here for a life update, I am officially a part-time girly. I am still with the nanny family that you guys know me to be with, to work for. But I am working far less. And in this situation, we did cut down the amount of guaranteed hours because they just don't need me that much. So I'm like for real part-time. I'm not on call. I am pretty much the after-school nanny now. And that's fun, you know, but it's very different. Very, very different. So I'm kind of settling into that, kind of adjusting to that as my new normal. And I can already tell it's going to be so different because there's just so much less time for connection with the kids, really, which is, you know, why we nanny, is the connection with the kids and to help them. But I think it's going to be worth it for my mental health in the long run. So I'm excited. So I think we can all agree that burnout is a fairly universal experience in Western society, simply because of the collective ideas behind building wealth and having a lot of money, and the way the system is set up for you to just work until you're like 65, and then you can try to enjoy life. At which point you're way too tired. And I always knew that's not what I wanted to do, which is one of the primary reasons I stayed in this industry instead of going to grad school and going a more white collar route. But I really underestimated how burnout I could become as a nanny. I thought I was avoiding that because growing up, I mean, I knew one nanny. I have one friend who has known me since I was about 4 years old, and she's a career nanny, and you know, she lived a pretty good life, and she seemed to be in command of her life, you know. I never got the vibe that she was burnout or felt like she wasn't living a beautiful life. And so I only had that to go off of, and also what you see in the media, right? So the movies, you have, you know, The Sound of Music, you have Mary Poppins, these depictions of someone coming in and saving the day and singing songs and playing with kids, which that is a small part, a very small part of the job. So I thought that by going into childcare by choice, that I would have a much better like balance and mental health status, and I played myself. I did. I really underestimated how hard it would be. But I did it. I did it for 12 years, and I'm proud of that. I worked through COVID every single day. Not one day did I shelter in place. I was always working, even when there was nowhere to take the children, nothing to do with them. I was at work. So I think for me, going part-time is my version of like a eat, pray, love, because I'm not out here balling out of control. It's not like I have enough money to just leave the country and travel and find myself for 3 months, but I do plan to take the time that I have been given, which is about 20 hours a week, and give back to myself, take care of myself. I want to wake up and reset my kitchen in the morning. I want to do my laundry during the day. I want to see my home during the day. The way the light shines in here in the morning is beautiful. I rarely get to see it. So I'm excited to slow down, you know, and put more into my relationship with myself, my relationship with my partner, my friends, my family. It's only been a few days, but when I get home from the shorter shifts, I can still do stuff. Like I have the energy to unload the dishwasher or help my partner with dinner or walk the dog and not feel like all of a sudden it's time to go back to work again. So anyway, that's what's going on. I work part-time now, and we'll see how long I last. I'm also very excited to dedicate more time to normalizing nanny life. I've been doing this for 12 years, and the amount of outdated stereotypes, erroneous tropes, the lack of empathy and understanding for the work that we do kind of blows my mind. But when I think about it, I realize we don't ever talk publicly about a nanny's life, like a nanny's experience. I'm not a high profile nanny or anything like that. I've never signed an NDA. But I understand that most nannies in this industry have to exercise discretion, right? And some just extreme caution when talking about their work in any way. And I want to be clear, this space is not to talk about families. This space is not really to talk about the children. It's to talk about what our experience is like as nannies, how we navigate life, how we move through this world as nannies, because there are so many things that are unique to this industry that have sort of become standard, but would never be acceptable elsewhere, that we have to contend with in addition to keeping tiny humans happy, healthy, fed, clean, entertained, stimulated. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to spend more time talking about my experiences, talking with other career professionals about their experiences, and just kind of opening up the conversation in general. I don't think that it's impossible to talk about nanny life without being respectful of the families we support, without being fair to the experience, I think there is a way that we can do that. And so that's my mission. We're gonna tell more stories. We are going to weigh in on these narratives that have persisted over time. And we're gonna support each other. We're gonna build each other up. We're going to help those who are coming behind us, because it really is such a unique experience. Like, you cannot speak to nanny life truly without having lived it. And I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to still work part-time, but also take time to tell these stories, because I don't want to get out of touch. I don't want to be jaded either. You know, you get burnout and you get too tired to talk about these sorts of things. So I'm excited to try and have some balance in my life and in my work, and to share that all with you here. While working part-time is something I never thought I would do in this industry, and we can talk another time about my reasons why, I wanted to be transparent about that fact that I'm working part-time, because you're probably going to see me doing some projects here and there, or even just, you know, if I'm in my Insta stories making breakfast at 10 a.m. and sitting on my couch. I want it to be clear that my hours have changed. I'm working part-time, so I have more energy, more time, more mental bandwidth to do some of the things you're going to see me doing. And I don't want other caregivers in this industry to think that you have to work full-time and do more to give back. I think working your full-time job is plenty. And I think most of us who have the time to do extra are working part-time. So I don't want that to be like misunderstood. But yeah, y'all wish me luck. Y'all pray for my bank account. I'm a part-time girly, and I get to eat breakfast and drink coffee at home and live my best life. I'm so excited. I feel so blessed. I do. And also, let's be real, I did not want to say goodbye to my babies. Like, I was prepared to say goodbye to my babies as their full-time nanny, but like, it's so rewarding getting to work long-term and build these relationships with these tiny humans that will continue, you know, because I've had to say goodbye to so many kids, mostly when they were toddler age, so they don't really even remember me or the role that I played in their lives. So being able to be present with these kids who have known me their whole lives, it's a gift. And I'm grateful that my nanny family was able to accommodate my needs in that way, and that I was able to accommodate their need for a nanny. So yeah, she's a part-time girl now. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I have so much work to do, because we are doing season 2 of the podcast and a couple other projects that I can't quite tell you about yet, but they are coming. So you get ready, because I think you're gonna like this stuff. Hope y'all have a good day. Take care of yourself today, just as well as you take care of those babies, just as well as you take care of your nanny family as a whole. Don't forget yourself, okay?
See how we live, yeah.